Κυρίες και κύριοι, καλησπέρα σας. Έχω τη μεγάλη χαρά να έχω μια μικρή συνομιλία. Ελπίζω να μεγαλώσει με την πάροδο των ετών και των μηνών με τον κύριο Imad Makhzoumi και το γυρνάω στα αγγλικά. Hi, good afternoon. I have with us Imad, who besides his engineering expertise and his manufacturing expertise and his management expertise in the water management sector, but not only, I think, you have managed companies as well, as part of his multiple tasks in think tanks, in water policy organizations, in NGOs. He deals with scarcity of water, availability of water, recycling of water, and the value of water in our life. So please help us understand, dear Imad. I'm so happy that I have next to you your views on innovation in water management.
Thank you very much, Venetia. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What you're about to hear from me has nothing to do with policy or your reserves or how much water you have. What I'm about to tell you is share my experiences with you, our international experience on how to manage your water resources. And this is the topic that I was asked to speak about, the word innovation. When we hear the word innovation, people think that this is rocket science. It's absolutely not. Just to start, to put you in the background, and I think His Excellency the Minister and the esteemed guests alluded to it. As of COP28, if you follow through on the news that happened, they say that there's a 2 degrees Celsius increase in temperature, and particularly Greece will be affected by that. They predict an 18% reduction in water rainfall by 2050. This is a big issue. Overpumping of the aquifers, one of the esteemed members talked about it, and how do you recharge that. By the way, recharging aquifers is very easy, and that's something we will talk about in a bit. Non-revenue water is the elephant in the room. Everybody doesn't want to talk about it. Non-revenue water is 20% plus. I can tell you, we did in the Middle East, we brought it down to 6%. 6% means it's a viable investment for banks, for venture capitalists to go into the water sector. So agriculture, I mean, you know, people don't want to talk about food security. Water is food security. We like it or not. We might have all the money in the world, but there's no food. There's no water. So from a sustainable perspective, I think everybody here, and I was happy to feel that I was among my peers, the people who are interested in the water system. So what are the solutions? So what can we do? So we know there's a problem, shortages, leakages, what have you. Well, let's talk about AI. Let's talk about big data. So people talk saying, big data, this is not for the water industry. Water industry is a very classical approach. We take a pipe, we take a pump, we take a hose. That's not true. Many countries right now are using data analytics to actually manage better their systems. So we're talking about big data systems, from the pipelines to the pump stations to the leakages. We're doing some protocols, and we're using AI to do predictive models. Predictive models will tell you exactly where you don't need water, where the water is coming from, where you can preserve it, and what have you. By the way, that's had reduced considerably the waste. So His Excellency the Minister mentioned that we have water in some areas and we have less water in other areas. Well, this predictive big data, and by the way, collecting data, we have it. We've just never really come to terms with it and put it in a protocol form that we can extract and make predictive models from it. Maintenance. So we're talking about how do we manage our system, non-revenue water. That's something, you know, oh, we lose a lot of water. So how do you maintain the system? Where do you need the system to be maintained, and so on and so forth. Recycling. I was surprised to hear that you recycle water you're throwing back to the sea. Just to give you an idea, in Spain, which has a similar industry like you, which is the olives, they recycle 98%. 98% of the water is recycled from olive, from washing of the fruit. So great water. The technology of desalinization, and the gentleman mentioned desalinization. Desalinization traditionally is extracting salts from the water, from the salt water. But the desalinization has taken a different step because now it's being used in reuse. You can actually extract the phosphates. You can extract all the chemicals that use in irrigation using desalination. The desalination went from membrane to ceramics. And by the way, they're made in China. So let's all be clear. It's not going to be expensive. It's going to be very cheap. It's like the solar panels. It's becoming very expensive. Material selection for infrastructure. How long are we going to keep talking about it? The intersection of the engineering, the technical knowledge, the policy, and the money. Are we going to go and start inventing the past or reinventing the future by making new material? Someone mentioned about rainwater harvesting. So rainwater harvesting is something that is being taken lightly. In rural areas, this is big. You can actually preserve that water and reuse it. In fact, they reuse it and they repump it in the system. So I just wanted to, I made some notes here. I want to make sure that I cover the global or the headlines of these issues that are available. And these solutions, they're not expensive.
Okay.
If I say so myself.
He said everything by himself, but I need a little bit to understand further some more practical solutions.
Correct. So, you know, people talk about water, and nobody talks about energy. So let me be clear. Energy and water are intertwined in the same space, you like it or not. If you have cheap energy, you have cheap water. It's very simple. Look, you can have all the investments you need in power generation. You can privatize, BOT, BOO, plus finance, do what you need. You can't stop the water. So we need to look at alternative renewable sources of energy. COP28 spoke about decarbonization. People bought in, people didn't buy in, we were there, we participated. But the truth is, there is a cheap source of energy that you can use, maybe not to generate 100% of the water, but let me tell you about solar desalination is coming. It is coming, and it's coming very fast. So renewable energy is at its cheapest. In fact, if you look at solar panels, they've dropped about 85% of their initial cost in the last 15 years. So can we do that and the same thing with the water? Of course you can. Optimization of system. You know, someone mentioned smart irrigation system. This smart irrigation system is not to be taken lightly. And people think that it is expensive. It is not. We use drip irrigation all day long. All what we have to do is add a little bit of a twist to it by the Internet of Things, and believe me, I'm on time.
You will be, don't worry.
We'll be able to hopefully come to a practical solution.
And what is your opinion about that water, energy, food ecosystem nexus?
We're here.
I said it.
Venetia, we are here. The fact that we are here, this means we take this business very seriously. We take the solutions very seriously. And I think, I mean, this is my first time to attend this forum. I was impressed by the depth and width and people, and they have all sorts of industry. I think the fact that we're here and there's a special panel talking about water and recycling of water. People like the word recycling of water. Yes, you can. In fact, I just want to give an example. Singapore recycled sewage water for drinking water. It's called NEWater, NU water. So you can actually do that. And the fact that we're here talking about it is nothing but a testament to the leadership of this country wanting to address this very important issue. And the solutions are there. Hopefully we can be part of that solution.
Yes, if we do not talk, we do not learn. And the fact that we learned, hopefully you were listening, and then we go on. Maybe we will need some time, but anyway, we will go systematically.
I hope so too.
Σας ευχαριστώ πολύ.
Thank you.
Thank you, Imad.
Thank you. Ευχαριστώ.